beyond the skies. You and I, we're breaking bounds on Baobab.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's so good to have you all here. Good morning, good afternoon from your respective locations. I hope you enjoyed the music. It was so good, very refreshing. Welcome to the AI Sessions event. Thank you so much for showing up in such great numbers. We're so excited to have you all here today. My name is Ariane Moringa. I'm from Rwanda and I am a learning scientist and a Baobab scholar. And it's a great pleasure to welcome you all once again to this special event. I've had the immense opportunity to co-create the AI Essentials course jointly with an amazing team of AI enthusiasts whom you will be meeting very soon. And today is a celebration of the impact we are making in advancing AI literacy on the continent. And we are so glad that you have chosen to be part of this journey because most of you are not just learners, you're active participants and contributors to these codes. So, as many of you, I'm sure we have a lot of you here who have started the course or have completed the course. You have seen in the course that we have highlighted several AI tools that supported the content creation, from generating images, videos, and designing the interactive learning experiences. In today's session, you will get to learn how the course came to life. And we also here to respond to your questions. I hope that you've came with plenty of curiosity and questions, because this is your chance to meet the team behind the course. And for those who have not seen the course yet, my team will soon share the links that will take you directly to the course. So before we get to the fun part of today's session, let's take a quick moment to check in. So we're going to do a quick check-in using the chat box. Within the chat box, please share us your name, who you are, where you're joining us from, and share with us if you have started the course. If you haven't started the course yet, curious about it, or have completed the course. So we're going to take just 1 minute to use our chat box to do a quick check-in and share where we all joining the call from. Welcome. I see some people joining us from South Africa, from Makerere in Uganda, from Namibia. Awesome. Accra, Ghana. Welcome everyone. Benin, Rwanda, Kenya. Welcome everyone. Yes, and then for those who just joined us right now, welcome to the AI Essentials event. Welcome. Yeah, see more people from Rwanda, from Kenya. Welcome everyone. It's so good to have you all here. Please keep sharing your introduction in the chat. This is also really a great opportunity for us to not just know where we're joining us from, but also maybe do a little bit of networking as well as we go through the session. And for just one housekeeping rules, for all your questions, please use the Q&A chat box. I'm sure that all of you can see it. Use the Q&A chat box so that we don't miss your questions. So you're welcome to start submitting your questions right now or anytime during the session. And now, allow me to hand it over to Christy, who is going to take us through a fun Kahoot game. Christy, over to you. You're muted.
when you're on Zoom all day long, you forget how to work it. Hi, I'm Christy with Garbage. My title is Curriculum and Learning Manager. And on the Baobab side, I help oversee all the course creation. And then on the Ishi side, I help oversee all of our. So I helped design the course, but before we get into that, we're going to have some fun by playing our favorite game. Let's get started. If you are, oh, hold on, let me try that again. All right, if you have Kahoots, what you want to do is go to www.kahoots.it and you want to put in the pin right there. You want to go there and you want to put in this pin number. Well, after you do that, or you can just scan this QR code. After you do that, you'll be asked to give yourself a nickname. We like to have fun with that. Sometimes we use whatever the theme is. You don't have to. After you put in your name, we're going to wait a minute and wait for more people to join us. But while you are waiting, feel free to play with your avatar. Those little guys there, you can dress it up, make it look cute. So yeah, let's go ahead and join. So www.kahoot.it or scan the QR code, then put in the game pin number, name yourself, and yeah, we'll wait for some fun. So how this works a little more. So after I push start, you will see the question. The question will come up first, and then you will have 30 seconds to answer it, and you'll be answering it on your device. Everybody can join. We have enough room for everybody. So keep joining, don't worry. Trust me, this is fun and easy. Don't worry, like, oh, I've never played it before. It's one of those fun things. Just do it. You're going to have fun. I'm going to give it 1 more minute, so keep joining. And what's great is even after we start, you can still join. You will see the pin number at the bottom of the screen. So let's also say that you lose your connection in the middle, you can still join. I'll show you where that is after I start the game. So that way you can just keep joining or rejoin. You never know what's going to happen. Or if you realize halfway through, oh, this is fun, I should have joined, you can still join. All right, we're almost ready. If one last person wants to join. All right, let's start. Three, two, one. Here comes our first question. What does AI stand for? So on your device, you will see the color and the shape. Here's the one that you think is the correct answer. That's right. AI stands for artificial intelligence. And Yevie is right now on the top, followed by Lynn and Sally. Question 2. When was artificial intelligence first used? When was that term first used? Yes, it was that long ago in 1956. I believe it was at Dartmouth College. All right, let's see who's on top of the podium now. Oh, we had a total shift. We have Lo, Ladyish, and Donnie. Question 3. Who is the father of AI? That's right. It is Alan Turing. Oh, Baby Chan and Yves is coming back up. Question 4. What is an AI hallucination? That is when AI generates incorrect information. Baby Chan still coming up fast and is followed by Pato and Franklin. Question 5. What is ChatGPT designed to do? That's right. It is designed to simulate conversations. Yes, you might use it to help you with your homework. Yes, you might try to use it to solve math problems, but it was created to simulate conversations. Let's look at our leaderboard. All right, we got Baby Chan still on top. Question 6. Which country launched an AI strategy in 2021? That's correct. It was Rwanda. They had the first comprehensive strategy. All right, let's look at our leaderboard. We're holding strong with those 3. See if you can take them down. Here we go. Question 7. Which country leads in AI development? So which country has the most startups, the most usage, all of that? That's correct. It's South Africa. And Nigeria, Kenya, and Ethiopia are all in the top 5, if you're wondering. All right, Yves is coming back up to get them. We're almost done. Let's see what happens. Question 8. Which of these tasks is the hardest for AI? That's correct. Reading sarcasm. Sometimes it's hard for me too to read people's sarcasm and say the word. All right, let's look at our chart. All right, Yves is coming up, has knocked out the 3rd place. Be careful. Here we go. Question 9. Why might AI seem biased? It is because it has learned from biased data. Ooh, AMR, welcome to third place and on the podium. Question is our last question. This can change everything. What should you do with AI tools? That's correct. You always need to think critically. So let's see who is our winner. In third place, we have AMR. Second, Pato. In first place, we have Baby Chan. Baby Chan, do you want to share in the chat who you are, or do you want to come on screen? All right, congratulations again, Baby Chan. And I'm gonna real quick I'm gonna explain the course. So my team, we are the courses team, and we're a small but mighty team. And when this idea first started, there was actually four of us on the team. Joss was also on the team. And Ariane went to an AI conference at ASU, and she came back and she was sharing, and she had us all going. We're like, yeah, we should do a course. We're just playing around. We should do a course. It's a great idea. What that would look like, we had no idea. A couple of weeks later, I traveled to Rhonda for the Scholars Council meeting, and of course, everyone's talking about AI, and they kept asking me, "Is Baobab going to have an AI course?" And I'm like, "Yes, of course. We have one in the works right now." So then I quickly slacked Ariane, who's in the middle of the night there in Arizona. I'm like, "Yeah, now we have to do this course. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we have to do it because I just promised it to everybody." And after we said that, it was like the stars aligned, and we realized what we should do. We were following the conversations that our Baobabians were having. We were grading a course where people were using AI badly. And we're like, and at the same time, I was also working with a team who was seeing how good AI was at developing courses for a worldwide audience. And we were like, let's use AI to build a course on AI for our audience. I'm not going to tell you too much about what we end up doing because I'm going to let Ariane do that. But I just want to take a moment to let you guys know that it worked. And it worked because of the people you see here on the screen, because of the humans in the loop. We were there thinking critically, examining it, giving it feedback the whole time. And so I love this course because it really shows you what AI can do and how you can do it well, especially if you are you're in the loop with it. So I just want to give praise to everybody on the screen because this is all possible because of everybody here. So with that, I'm going to kick it off to Ariane, who's going to tell you more about our process. And I forgot one thing, so Ariane, you might want to mention it, how we did this thanks to a challenge we won. All right, Ariane, take it away.
Absolutely, yes. So there's a challenge that we participated in, and we were able to win this challenge, which gave us access to ChatGPT EDU, which was like really very helpful in the course creation process. And thank you, Christy, for sharing a story of how we got started. It was like really quite a fun collaborative process with everyone on the team, as you have seen on the screen. So we created this course to address two main issues. First of all, many large language models have been reported to have Western bias. And one part of the course addressed this issue, helping you to learn how to recognize these biases when using AI and how to effectively mitigate them. And there's also a lack of massive open online courses tailored for the African context. And this course really helps in filling this gap by providing relevant content that you can engage with from anywhere and for free. Yes, The AI Essentials course and project was also, again, specifically tailored to the African audience to meet their specific needs. So the course, firstly, for those who haven't seen the course yet, yes, and my team will be sharing the link for those who have joined yet, who have joined later. So the course, firstly, covers how AI works, and we believe that this is important to guide your thinking process when using it. It also covers prompt engineering. This is also another important segment of the course. The course also covers AI evaluation and ethical usage, including how to ethically use it in academics. My other favorite part of the course is as Crystal was mentioning, is also the way the course demonstrate how and what can be done with AI, including various spotlight from Baobab community members who have created AI-powered project and ventures. And a great example, my favorite example is like a startup called 89, which is a healthcare initiative dedicated to provide diagnostic capabilities for doctors across Africa. And there are like really many more examples in education and other fields as well that you can get to learn from and draw like really inspiration on how AI can be used to drive impact on the continent. And now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Ruben, who is going to walk us through the overall course reach and impact. Ruben, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ariane, and welcome everyone once again. So the course has currently been rolled onto the Baobab platform and then the Ishi platform. So shout out to all the Baobab users and the Ishi users here. Um, the Baobab platform is the online learning platform for alumni of Mastercard Foundation programs, and Ishi is also the online learning platform for higher education in Ethiopia. Now, both of these platforms have a combined user base of about 870,000 learners. So what that means is that this course can be potentially taken by 870,000 people and more, even more people if we recommend these courses to other people to also jump on and try it. In terms of the process of developing the course, as has been mentioned, we created the entire course using AI. So this was also kind of a pilot to see what we could do with AI and AI tools. And so for the instructional design team, mainly consisting of myself, Ariane, and Christy. One of the method we use is an iterative approach where we heavily leverage ChatGPT. And what the process went like this. Firstly, we gave the necessary prompts that we wanted to ChatGPT, and then it will give us the output that we wanted. And what we did is that we evaluated those outputs with the help of our experts. We evaluated the output and then tried to see what was right, what's not. We checked for bias, for accuracy. And then based on the feedback that we got, we refined our prompts to generate better and more effective output. What we also did was that when we had the first version of what ChatGPT gave us, and we built a very raw version of the course, and then we had some users, including some of you on the platform, take the course and then give us feedback. So with that feedback, we again went back to refine the course and then improve it. And then after going through a second round, we eventually have the course as it is. So that's just to explain the iterative process of the course. The multimedia team also used AI tools to generate the graphics and the beautiful images and videos that you see in the course. So I'm going to hand it over to Joanne, who is going to talk more about how the multimedia team also leverage AI tools to help create the course. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Ruben. Hi, everyone. My name is Joanne Tolkoff. I'm the multimedia communications developer for the Baobab platform, and I oversee graphics and video creation for the courses. And I worked on this one with Micaiah and Kuda. And I have to say that I was a little skeptical when we first started. I really believe in the power of the vision of the designer and that they have unique skills and unique creativity. And a lot of what I was seeing coming out on the internet and all over, just felt like it looked kind of the same. How are we going to make that different? And what I found out was that we started using AI as a collaborative tool, that it enhanced our capabilities. It gave us more options and more power in many ways, and for less money. So in the end, we found a great balance between bringing our full selves to it and then using AI as a tool for collaboration. So now I'm going to pass it over to Kuda, who designed the graphics, and she'll tell you about her process.
Well, thank you so much, Joanne, and hello, everyone. My name is Koda, and I'm the multimedia specialist for the Baobab platform. I work very closely with Joanne in the marketing department, and I also collaborate with Christy and the team on various projects and course graphics. And I'm just excited to just take you through the creative process behind the AI Essentials graphics and how we actually managed to get the visuals to life using AI. So I'll just like to kick off this section by just showing you the final designs and banners for the course. I'll take you through the creative process we use from brainstorming to concepts and to creating the final graphics for the course. And so during this process, we found that the best approach was to combine AI images with manual designs and layouts. And so our final look was achieved using a hybridized approach. So our brief was just to design fun, eye-catching banners, icons, and images that look good, but also help tell the story of AI. So we started off with generating some images using DALL-E, and we began this process by just testing out and trying out different prompts and just to get like a style going. And to be honest, the initial results were not great. They were way too busy. They didn't match our vision at all. And at this point, I was really struggling. I didn't know what to do. And so I went back to Joanne just for some guidance and for some advice. And she advised me to put a lot more of my vision into creating the look and the feel. And so during this process, I then decided just to take a step back. And then I also just reviewed what AI had generated. And then I decided to take one idea, and which is the idea of the brain. And I decided to build upon that idea and upon that vision. And so instead of throwing everything out, I took this one idea and I decided to refine it. And so using just the generated image of the brain as a reference, I just started using different presets, different effects, just to make it look a little more 3D. And from then on, I added a circuit board onto the brain. And so I used just a combination of Adobe Firefly, some Photoshop, and DALL-E's own editing tools. And also I started to just add in a bit of text and background effects. And so I just continued to just refine this process. I started to collage images together. I incorporated textures, overlays, gradients using AI, and also just manual tools that I'd been using to just create a visual look. And I kept on tweaking and just adding more and more text effects, lighting effects, and yeah. And so gradually, I just started cleaning up the designs, and I was able to create some banners. And so these are some of the final banners that we managed to create. And so now it'll be lovely for us to just take a look and see what the actual banners look like in the course and how they actually fit in the AI Essentials course. So the overall process was definitely a huge learning curve, but I think it really brought our vision to life, as you can see. And so for our icons, we decided to just go for something more flat, like a flatter look, just so we could differentiate them from the course banners that we had created. And the course banners were a lot more 3D, so we decided to just make it look flat and look more animated. And so these are some of the icons that we created. And so moving on to our case study images, this was definitely a challenge. I had to learn how to speak to AI. I had to learn how to refine my prompts and how to get the best images and just the best out of AI. And so my prompting game really evolved and it's improved even till now. And so these are some of the graphics that we managed to generate using just different prompts and also just combining different prompts together to create striking images essentially. And so our final image, this final image I just wanted to show you. What I wanted to do was just to show the elements of racial bias that we do find in AI, unfortunately. And also, I started just using different prompts and I blended together quite a bit of images and some elements together so that I could show definitely the innovation of large language models and also the existing AI stereotypes that we still do encounter. And so this was the final image that we created. And so finally, I'd love to just take you through our breakdown of the tools that I managed to use to create these amazing graphics. DALL-E was definitely a tool that I used for creating the visuals. I used Firefly, Adobe Firefly for visuals as well, a mix of Photoshop, Gen AI, and also free pics to create the visuals, icons, and yeah, just a breakdown of all the tools that we used. And so for now, I think I will hand you over to Makaya, and Makaya will take you through our video and audio process. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peter, for the amazing work. My name is Mikaya, and I worked on developing the videos for the AI Essentials course. And I'm going to walk us through how the videos came together. So this is a list of tools that were used to basically create the videos. So this is an overview. Some of these tools were used to create visuals as in images. Some were used to transform those images to videos. Some were used to create audios as in dialogue, and also music. So as I'm walking through the slides, you get a bit more understanding on how these tools came together. But before I talk about how they came together, I want us to basically watch or play an excerpt of one of the videos that come on earlier on in the course for context.
Artificial intelligence is reshaping the world, bridging gaps in education, improving work efficiency, and fostering innovation. But what does it mean for you? How can you leverage AI to overcome challenges, advance your career, and create innovative solutions tailored to your community's needs? Welcome to a journey of exploration in AI Essentials. AI helps us address some of the most pressing obstacles. It bridges learning gaps by identifying where students need additional support, enhances productivity in the workplace, and tackles resource scarcity by enabling tasks that would otherwise require significant resources.
Thank you. So before or in the early stages of developing the videos for the course, we agreed that it would be great for sort of a narrator or a character to lead the learners through the course. So after agreeing on that point, I went ahead to basically create characters or avatars. So the character at the top right is what I had as an initial reference, and then I uploaded that into DALL-E to basically give me a female version for inspiration, wearing a hijab, but basically what was generated was in a lighter skin tone. So I took that as input and then went into Photoshop, re-illustrated it based on the reference I got, modified it a bit and customized it so that I would be able to animate it further in down the line. So this is the illustration in Photoshop. But moving on to, after creating the visuals for the characters, I went on to create the voices for the characters. So I used a tool called 11 Labs, which is basically a tool that allows you to clone voices in a safe and ethical way by uploading samples or recordings of your voice. And after you do that, it goes through some training and generates a version of that voice that you can use. So this is a video of the tool in action.
Artificial intelligence is reshaping the world, bridging gaps in education, improving work efficiency, and fostering innovation.
So after we had the voice for the characters, I then went into another tool called Adobe Character Animator to animate the visuals of the characters that I had created. So what Adobe Character does is it uses a computer vision feature to basically track your face, and you can animate your puppet in real time, or you can basically drop in your audio, click a button, and it intelligently animates the mouth to basically look like it's saying what the recording has been, what the character voice has been recorded. So after creating the animations for the puppet, we went on to create the background or the environment that the character will be standing against. I'm using OpenAI's DALL-E tool. So I prompted asking for a minimal applicant office, and I got this in a square format. I put that into Photoshop to basically extend the left and the right regions so that it fits really perfectly for video. And after we had the character and the character's environment, I went on to create other visuals that would basically illustrate what the character would be saying. I prompted DALL-E again to basically help us visualize what the future of an African office with professionals would look like, with holographic panels and displays floating around. But it did a great job and gave this result. But I personally we didn't like the holographic display on the floor because we felt it wasn't practical. So we took that and put it into Photoshop, selected that area, and used Photoshop's generative features to replace the display on the floor, and we got a plain image on the floor that we were able to then convert into video in the course. So after we got that image, we uploaded it again into another image to video tool called Runway ML. And you realize that after we got our video generated from uploading the image, you realize that there's a character walking through, and this is a classical example of hallucination, when the character is walking through the chair and the person. But after a few rounds of prompting, we got a video that did not hallucinate, and we were able to include that in the course. So after creating the puppets or the characters, the puppets' backgrounds, creating the B-roll or the illustrating visuals and the dialogues, the voices of the characters, we put everything together in an industry standard video editing software called Adobe Premiere Pro, and then exported that to the course. If you are able to make it to module 5, you realize that there's a podcast between our two narrators that we created. As we were building the course, we got inspired by Google's Notebook LM podcast creator. podcast creator tool, and we decided to create one just for the course. So in doing that, we used another tool called Suno to create the music that underscores the dialogue. So if you're listening to it, if you're listening to the podcast, you just need to remember that the music was also AI generated. Yes. So personally, for me, this process was very challenging, very exciting, very eye-opening, and also echoes the point that Joanne made in the beginning that AI is a tool for collaboration. AI doesn't do all the work, but you need to contribute your vision to help AI work with you as the director to steer whatever output you want into the direction that you want it to be. So I'm going to hand it back to Ariane.
Thank you so much, Micaiah, and the team for sharing the creative process around like the videos, the images. And my hope is that everyone was able to gain some inspiration and a couple of insight on how you can replicate this in your work, because this is what we want. We want you to keep exploring these tools to enhance your work and whatever you're doing. So now it's time for the Q&A section. And before we jump into answering your questions, and please, we have now around 15 minutes left. If you have any questions, now is the time to post your questions through the Q&A box. And allow me to now welcome AJ, a fellow Baobab scholar and one of our expert reviewers, to give an introduction about himself and answer some of your questions. AJ, over to you.
Hi everyone, it's so good to be here and meet you all. Thank you all, the panelists, for going through the course. My name is Abdurrahman Jallo. I'm from Sierra Leone. As Ariane mentioned, I'm a Mastercard Foundation Scholar Alumni, also ASU alumni. I graduated recently with a Master's in Information Technology. Since the launch of ChatGPT and giving us access to the API as well, I've been playing around with the different models that are out there, and I've built tools that I've deployed that people are using. Even some of these tools are even captured in the course that we are talking about. So I'm here to attempt to answer any questions that you might have. I will try as much as possible to be frank and answer. And if there's any question that I don't know the answer, I would maybe direct you to tools or to someone that you could answer, or could answer it possibly after this session, after doing some research. So take it away. And I see in the Q&A box a couple of questions there already. And there was one I asked for clarification. And I think, Daniel, you asked about what resolution does this AI package going to be useful in the agripreneur or agribusiness. So I think there's a bit of clarification. Do you mean AI applications in agribusiness, or how this course maybe will help you if you want to venture into agribusiness? Is that the question that you're trying to ask? Please clarify that. And can you show us how to use these tools, please? Some of these tools are pretty easy to use. If you know how to prompt, say for instance, you use most of these messaging applications and you type questions and you post it. If you know how to do that, you could basically access any of these tools, just like how you access ChatGPT, prompt it, ask it any question. Obviously, there are ways you could learn prompt engineering, how you could basically prompt these tools to give you the right response or the response that you need. And there are techniques you could learn, and there are tools as well you could learn. I think the course captured prompt engineering and how best to prompt some of these tools that they use to like create the course. You can learn a lot about the different techniques spoken and in the course, and as long as you learn, about prompt engineering, you can use these tools. You don't need any technical skills to do that. Okay, Daniel, I think you mean agriculture. If you're talking about AI applications in agriculture, there are quite a few of them already. Like, I think people are already doing it in the continent. Yesterday, I was reading a story where a young Nigerian entrepreneur is using ChatGPT, the API, to detect diseases in some of his crops, and he's using the imaging, application of ChatGPT. Basically, he built this mobile app where he could take a picture of his crop, maybe something, and upload it, and the ChatGPT will give it a response of what is possibly wrong with that crop, with type of diseases, how he could solve it, and things like that. These are some examples of applications. There are quite a lot of them in the supply chain also, how to even transport crops, you know, how to use data to even detect weather condition, know when to plant a particular seed or a particular crop and things like that. So there are a lot of applications, and you could Google that, and I think some of these applications are also captured in the course, so you could go there and take the course and see these applications there as well. You say you want to practice, yeah, I think the course will give you introductory level of how to practice and how to utilize some of these tools to the best of um, your ability. And the good thing about AI today, I would mention this. If you want to use AI to the best of what you have, think about your current context, think about your current problems, the career that you are in, what you're trying to study, whatever. Think about that. What are some of the problems there that AI could possibly solve? And if you identify some of these problems, you could basically identify the specific AI that could help you solve those problems. And that's how you proceed from there, and you will learn a lot. So you already have domain knowledge. That means what you're currently doing. You just need how best you could apply AI in that domain that you are in. Does this innovation come with identical AI app either in Android usage that we are using to utilize all this? I'm not sure I understand this question quite. And please, you could clarify, Daniel, what you mean by that. Maybe if you mean if the course is available on Android app. Baobab is there is an Android application of Baobab, so if you can access Baobab, which you can access Baobab on your Android phone, you can also access the course there as well. How much how much you're asking about accuracy of to detect AI tools. Like I mentioned, there are quite a few issues with some of the tools today to detect AI, and sometimes you could detect human work as AI work, and specifically what we've noticed is for most English speaking countries in Africa, the way we write English is quite different from the way the West people in the West write English. So some of the times we use words or tonations that are quite different from the way they do it. So we've seen a scenario, for instance, where maybe an African could write something, and this is his work, and the AI could detect as an AI work. And that has been quite an issue because, say, for instance, could use jargons or words, and some of these AI tools that are trained to like detect AI, they include these words or jargons as part of their training. That if someone says something like this, then it's an AI work. But could mean actually be a human work because we are based on our context, we're used to that, we're used to writing like that, we're used to speaking like that, and things like that. It's not just us, it's also different parts of the world. And however, I think people are still developing algorithms to like better detect. I think the best approach right now people are thinking about is before you could detect AI, put the responsibility in the ones that are developing the AI. So which every data that you use to like with every response that AI generates, it basically has a watermark there that says this is AI generated. So if you want to utilize it further in any area, you know exactly it's coming from AI. Obviously, that has some issues also because people will go in there and remove that part and things like that. So it's a controversial topic. It's still very early. Is there a way to make AI work generated? Is there a way to make work generated by a more human or undetectable? Obviously, people are doing that. If you know prompt engineering, also like I mentioned, if you take the course, there's a section on prompt engineering. You could basically prompt it to like sound more human, you know, and also you could feed your own writing style to it, your own unique writing style to say tools like ChatGPT and says whatever answer you prompt it, say for instance, whatever answer you generate using my writing style, and it will generate based on your writing style, and that is very difficult to like detect as AI. That is just an outlier tip. But yeah, you could basically use your work to like make it more human. Did you at any point of the entire process feel like your individual creativity was compromised? If so, how did you handle it? That I think the cause folks we answer that people that actually utilize the tools to like develop some of the content of it as well. But the way I see it is the current AI tools are ways you are collaborative partners, right? They could be there to like just maybe enhance your creativity per se. They do not necessarily have the creative process of a human, how you come up with a problem, how you approach solving that problem, the creativity that you use, the tools that you use at your disposal, and things like that. Still, current AI tools are very difficult for them to do it like humans. So you could what I see people mostly doing is transfer their creativity to AI. So they could use their creativity to prompt it in a way where it could respond or give you tools or applications that basically aligns with how you put your creativity there. So there's always some sort of a collaborative work going there.
Can we just let Kuda or Makaya speak to
Yeah,
that?
I think Mika, you can come in, Akuda, and some see how you could answer this as well.
Kuda, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I would say, yeah, you need to have a vision, honestly. You definitely have to have sort of a blueprint in terms of what it is that you want to produce. If you let AI just lead your own creativity, then you will be stifled and you'll sort of have a look that is not necessarily your own vision or what you want, and you'll have to compromise. And so it's a collaborative process. You definitely need to go in knowing this is exactly what I want, and if you keep prompting it, it's not working. You keep refining your prompts until you eventually get there. So it's your own vision is very, very, very important, and I think that's something I learned initially. Initially, I thought, okay, if I just punch in a couple of prompts, I would just get everything. And I then realized that this is completely not this is not my vision at all. This is not my look. This is not what I want to produce. So you definitely have to put in your own individual style in there. And so I used a couple of other tools to refine and a lot of prompts to get to where we got. Yeah. Makaya, do you want to add anything?
Thanks so much for that great response. I wouldn't say the word would be creativity being compromised in my case, but I mean, like Kuda and Joanne have echoed, it's always essential to have a vision, a creative vision. Even in instances when I didn't necessarily have what exactly I wanted the output to look like, I used AI as a tool or a collaborator to sort of create options. And when those options were generated, I then was able to bring my decision and say, this is what I want. This is how exactly I want this option to look like. And then it's a collaborative, iterative approach to work towards what you want to see in the end. So it's always a work in progress, especially in using AI for creative applications. So that's the little I will have to say to that. So back to you, AJ.
So if I could add one more thing to it, and I think Kuda, you mentioned vision. All right, the AI tools that we have today, they're very reactive. They're not proactive. One of the greatest tenets of being of human creativity is that you could sit down in your corner, you could observe something, come up with an idea, and pursue that idea. You know, AI tools cannot do that today. They can ChatGPT cannot just like be there and just come up with an idea and initiate the idea and execute it. No, you would have to go in there, put your vision there, prompt it the way you want it to be prompted, and it could come up with something like that. It's not just ChatGPT, all AI tools that are out there today. So the creativity is still everything is human. It's not AI doesn't really give you that creative process. It just gives you option, to enhance that. And I think what is the basic background requisites knowledge to use AI for such things? Maybe if you could clarify what such things mean, maybe what areas you're talking about. But if you're on the application side of it, say if you're using ChatGPT, Claude, you know, if it's Google Notebook LM you're using, you don't really need any prerequisite skill to like utilize them. You just go to the platform, give it the prompt that you want it to, give it the task that you want it to like generate for you or complete, and it will do it based on how it's created. As long
And
as you
I
could,
just,
yeah, go
yeah,
on.
sorry. I just wanted to add that it's one thing that gets the best results is being able to express or explain what you want to the AI system. And even when you get an output that are you don't agree with or you're not comfortable with, it's your responsibility to interrogate the response, to prompt further. And it's that back and forth approach that gets you to the points where you might be more comfortable, more, yeah, to get to that point where you have a result that you are basically comfortable with.
Yeah, it's not
So
it's not one
it's,
shot.
yeah,
You
it's not
can't
one
just
shot.
yeah, you can't just type anything there and it gives you an answer and say, okay, this answer is I'm comfortable with it. It's a core iterative process. Like it's like when you go back and forth with a fellow human to like solve a particular problem. I mean, you go in depth into it, go back and forth until you arrive at an answer that you're satisfied with. So in terms, you don't need special knowledge for that if you're using the application side. If you're going, maybe you want to utilize the backend side of it, API, you want to develop applications, you want to develop application in your areas, domain, then maybe you need more specialized knowledge, like you need to learn the programming languages that are utilized to like develop these tools like Python, TypeScript or JavaScript. And good thing is the current AI tools that we have today could also teach you that as well. I mean, you could do that in collaborative work with them, and also maybe understand how to develop software and put it out there for people to use. What are some of the best practices? Maybe those are like the knowledge you would need. You already have your domain knowledge, which is special. You know exactly what to build, how to build it, and what it will look like. You just need to know how to build it, which comes with the knowledge if you want to build. See, some university professors don't like AI. What is the reason behind it? If they identify you did something in the support of AI, they will reject your whole work. I think it all comes down, academic, all comes down to like fairness. It's not just AI. Imagine if you plagiarize someone else's work, or you cheat in exams. It's not good in academia. It's not good in life in general. And so it comes directly from there. So if you use AI, say for instance, to generate answers to your assignments or your exam questions, then it's not really your work per se. It's you just feed the questions to it and it generates answers for you. So that's why they don't like it. It comes directly from their own context as well of how academia is like designed to make everything fair, and you graduate actually having done the work and you get a degree, that certify that you're skilled in this specific area, and this is actually your work instead of someone else's. And AI is just another third party that comes into that as well. So that's why they don't like it per se. But a lot of universities also are learning ways to like use AI as a collaborative partner instead of shunning it away. Like ASU is one of them, and there's a lot of AI work going on at ASU. How to use it in a way where students could get the best value out of it instead of just using AI to do all the work. Maybe use AI as a collaborative partner. So they are finding ways to like uh, inculcate AI maybe in the curriculum, how best to do it, how best professors will work with students to like do that. So if you're even looking to study maybe externally, you'd have to consider that today, like what universities are open to like applications of AI instead of universities that are shunning it away. No, we don't need AI, we don't need AI. Those universities are very difficult. They're very difficult to survive in the next generation or in the current and next generation that's coming. So, and that is not changing. AI is not going anywhere. It's going to stay just like the internet. So you just have to learn how to work with it. So that's professors are learning that as well.
Yes, AJ, I think we have maybe time for just one more question, yeah, if possible. Yeah.
As if someone asked about certification, I think there's a certification after you complete the course, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
after you complete the course, there is a certificate at the end. We do hope to have more AI courses on Baobab. We like to do a part 2 in the next year or so, but like a full certification, probably not anytime soon because of the fact that AI is changing so quickly. Like
exactly.
we it's hard to stay on top of it. Even like while we were making the course, we were having to go back and edit things. It's like every day there's something new. So we are going to try our best. We're also working on updating courses such as how to write a CV resume and how to write a cover letter to address the use of AI. Because more and more employers are seeing it and they're upset about it. So we're going to talk about how to use AI, as a partner to help you write your CV, not to write it for you. So we do have more things coming, and stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then I think most of you also had some question on how to access the course. I think Christy have shared links continuously, even for people who joined us later, on how to access the course. For those in Ethiopia and on the Ishipart platform, you can look into the course catalog to access the AI Essentials, and everyone else, wherever you are, you can access the course on Baobab. And for those who haven't signed up yet, please, you have to sign up before you can access the course. And in the chat box as well, there's a career readiness survey for those who haven't seen it yet. Yes, so please take time to take the survey to get also a chance to win a Baobab prize. I think we are now approaching the end of our event, and I would like to maybe, I don't know, pass it to you, AJ, if you still have any other final comments before we conclude.
Yeah. I mean, if I could advise everyone out there, just like Mikaya mentioned, when you're using AI tools today, use it more as a reviewer instead of just using the first responder you get. Try to, as much as possible, put your creativity process into it, and make sure you do it in a way where it's responsible as well. And I would also advise people there and utilize it more as a developer partner. I mean, currently you could, if you take the course, you could see a lot of Africans are doing quite great work in AI today, and also for your own context, for your own domain, wherever you are, look at it that way. What are some of the problems that I've solved in my area, in my community, that AI could help with that? I think now you have an expert almost for free that you could use, get ideas, implement some of these ideas in your community. You know, before it used to be very difficult to even come up with a proposal. You have to pay someone to do that for you. If you have a program, an NGO, or whatever, you could work with AI today to like almost get your proposal ready, put it out there, get funding and things like that. So do it and have fun doing it, and hope we meet again.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, AJ, for all your detailed responses. And for so for all your detailed responses, and thank you everyone for being with us today and for attending today's event. We hope you attend all our future events and you stay in touch with us on our social media, on the Baobab platform. And please, 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 share, all the good things that you have access to. For instance, for this course, please share it within your community, either through your WhatsApp groups, through your colleague, your classmates, and everyone else you think could benefit from this course. Share it to your siblings and everyone, really, so that we can continue to reach the impact that we aim to achieve. The course is free. It's a short course. It won't take more than, I think, maybe 10 hours, if I'm not mistaken. It's a synchronized, self-paced. And it is there for you to answer even more of the questions that you had in detail. So thank you so much for attending today's event. We hope to see you again in our future events. And stay tuned. Bye.
Beyond the skies, you and I, we're breaking bounds on bounds.